He is the #1 target of the Dutch investigation services. In the criminal underworld, he is known as a rich drug lord who became supreme through his worldwide network. He is also considered extremely dangerous. Who is Bolle Jos? Joseph Johannes Leijdekkers, also known as Bolle Jos, was born in Breda on July 1st, 1991 and grew up in Presidente. His nickname Bolle Jos means Fat Jos in Dutch. As a child, he had to change schools several times because of problems and got into trouble with the law. According to sources, Jos's father is active in Jos's youth within the criminal environment and drug trade, and is said to have built up good contacts in the seaports of Rotterdam and Antwerp. Jos will later expand these contacts much further. Meanwhile, Leijdekkers Sr. invests in real estate and clubs, including the brothel club Reeperbahn in Breda. On August 9, 2008, a group of friends to which Jos, then 17, belongs, beats up a boy on a bicycle path in Ettenloor. According to witnesses, he is knocked down and dragged along the ground by his hair and still kicked when he lies on the ground. Jos confessed to being present at the beating, but says he did not hit him. He received 27 days of juvenile detention and 40 hours of community service on probation. In February 2011, Jos is just 19 and gets into an argument in a cafe in Scheveningen over a bar stool. In the street not far from the pier, he shoots his rival with 2 salvos from a converted semi-automatic alarm pistol. One bullet goes through the victim's chest and punctures a lung. Another lands in his groin. The boy survives with luck, but the bullets later prove that they cannot be removed from his spine and groin without risking his life, so they remain in place. Jos also shoots at the victim's brother, who was trying to calm the argument. The latter suffers a graze. Witnesses, including the brother, describe the shooter as a white man with shaved hair and a remarkably bulbous face. A police dog finds the fleeing Jos in a garden. He gets 6 years in prison for double attempted manslaughter. When he serves the prison sentence, Jos is likely to gain useful contacts in prison that will later come in handy in the global cocaine trade. In 2014, he is incarcerated with Surinamese Dutch drug trafficker Pierre Wortel, who is currently detained in the Netherlands for laundering millions of euros, but is also suspected of involvement in drug trafficking and 2 liquidations. The liquidation of professional footballer Kelvin Maynard, 32, in September 2019 in southeast Amsterdam, and of 23-year-old Gensio Feller in Curaçao. In the criminal community, Jos is also linked to those murders, but he has not yet been charged for those cases either. In the 26 Shoreham investigation into the 2 murders and drug trafficking, names of prominent criminals from southeast Amsterdam pass in review. One of them is Joel Edge, better known as the criminal gangster rapper Joey AK, frontman of the rap formation Zone 6 from Holdenrecht. The investigation services consider gangster rap formation Zone 6 to be an important pillar of Jos's criminal organization. Partly through that link, Jos would recruit boys and young men from southeast Amsterdam to take drugs from the ports of Rotterdam and Antwerp. Through his contacts, Jos became a handy broker of cocaine who operates globally. That picture is endorsed by sources within the criminal environment and the investigation. Jos knows everyone and everyone knows Jos. Among his regular criminal contacts are, or were, according to sources, key players such as Ridwan Taghi, Roger P. alias Piet Costa, who has since been sentenced to 15 years in prison for large-scale drug trafficking, and the suspected leader Eden G, who was arrested in Dubai but released. Jos is widely seen as the leader of one of an estimated 5 to 7 drug syndicates dominated by Dutch nationals, including those of the other aforementioned prominent figures. Jos allegedly set up or took over drug lines from Central and South America. He allegedly did business in Brabant, Spain, and Dubai with Dutch criminals of Moroccan origin. Jos is given the nicknames Bolle Jos, Hollywood, El Presidente, and El Ganador. The latter nickname means the conqueror. His nicknames come partly from the holly stamp on the cocaine blocks. Jos's organization is rapidly expanding. However, in addition to successes, Jos also has setbacks. A day before Christmas, Isaac B., which is Jos's right-hand man at the time, sends word that 3 containers have fallen. In one case, this is literally true. It ended up in the sea. The other 2 were checked. Isaac B. lost his pap, which means money in Dutch slang. As a result. With that, the suffering is not yet over. Small chaos in Rotterdam. That victor has been caught. Isaac B. sends to the then 25-year-old Ocean S. Another important member of the organization. 3 days later, Customs shoots at them. Moments before, Rotterdam Customs pulled over a car and found 316 kilos of cocaine. When 2 occupants made a run for it, a customs officer fires a warning shot. Less than an hour and a half later, more mischief comes over the line. There's even more bad news. We lost the shipment to Togo. Jos sends to Ocean S. Hard blow. That day at the port of Montevideo in Uruguay, a shipment of 4,418 kilograms of cocaine was caught en route to Togo, Africa. Depending on the quality, the value of such a consignment balances around 100 million euros. Barely a month later, Jos and Ocean S, with their encrypted phones, are already having plenty of conversations about new batches. It's about big investments, containers, and customs, and about Fendi's B12 and N010 stamps put on the blocks of cocaine. Jos's organization is losing several batches of coke worth many tens of millions of euros, but carries on as if nothing is wrong. With coke comes violence. Brother, we have to let someone sleep. Jos sends to Ocean S. This is the address of that dog, which is sent on January 31st, 2020. The account the investigative services link to Jos sends a picture of a real estate website showing a house on Bezuidenhoutsweg in The Hague. I will also get a good picture too, brother. Jos then sends. We should set up 4 heads, assassins, that it's sure to go well. Moments later, Jos sends Ocean S a photo of Utrecht criminal Robin van Ouwerkerk. He is the intended target. This is remarkable. After all, Van Ouwerkerk is at the time considered the arch-rival of Ridwan Taghi, who was arrested 2 months earlier. Why Jos would want him dead is not clear from the decoded messages. Maybe because Jos deals business with Ridwan Taghi and becomes close friends with him. 2 days later, Isaac B. sits posting near the residence. In the end, the liquidation is not executed due to unclear reasons. Eventually, Jos and Isaac B. end up at odds with each other. Rumors of a conflict between the two had been circulating in the criminal community for some time. Exactly how the rift occurred is not clear. Possibly it has to do with a failed transport for which they blame each other. There would have been an attempt at reconciliation, and the two still did business with each other for a time. But in the end, the mistrust was too great. Isaac B. is eventually arrested in Turkey and convicted in the Amsterdam Cherokee drug case. In December 2022, 10 suspects in that case received sentences ranging up to 12 years in prison for bringing in 5,700 kilos of cocaine and laundering 6.5 million euros in varying combinations. Jos is eventually convicted of drug trafficking, weapons smuggling, and giving orders for liquidations. In June 2023, Jos had a big windfall in a Belgian mega case. The Netherlands' most wanted criminal was acquitted for smuggling €500 million worth of coke. In Liège, the first trial took place, in which Jos stood trial as an alleged ringleader in the international coke trade. 20 years in prison was demanded against for allegedly working closely with the two leaders of a Liège drug gang between 2017 and 2021. the Belgians Dries L. and David C. Police managed to intercept 2 drug shipments from the organization, 1.1 tons and 793 kilograms. But according to prosecutors, the gang possibly smuggled as much as 15,000 kilos of cocaine between 2017 and 2021. Converted to the trade value mentioned during the trial, which was 32,000 euros per kilo, the total amount is nearly €500 million. The Belgian leaders faced 12 and 9 years in prison, respectively, but Jos thus escaped a lengthy prison sentence. According to the court, there was doubt about his involvement. Interesting to know is how the drugs were smuggled. During the hearings, prosecutors outlined how the Liege gang allegedly operated. The cocaine came from Colombia and was smuggled into Europe through the ports of Antwerp or Rotterdam. It was hidden in containers full of watermelons, lemons or cashews. The drugs were also chemically dissolved in clothes. That way, the coke does not show up on scans of port containers at customs, and detection dogs often cannot detect it. In 2 small villages in the Ardennes, Stray and Ferrières, the gang had coke laundries to extract the drugs from the clothing, again through a chemical process. Then the damp coke went into a press to make blocks. Police encountered as many as 29 microwaves in the Belgian labs that were used to dry the drugs after the process. Although the authorities are doing their best to catch him, Jos is still a free man since he has not been caught yet. Authorities have assumed for years that Jos was hiding in Dubai after first emigrating to Spain. Later, Jos goes to Turkey, according to sources. There is great suspicion that he is still there, and it is not easy to catch him. The Netherlands has good contact with the police and judiciary in Turkey, but the role of the secret services is more infractable. Good sources confirm the rumor that Jos has already been arrested twice in Turkey, but was released after hefty payments. Yet a Turkish police team is now said to be hunting him again. The state has offered 200,000 euros for the tip leading to Jos's arrest. Meanwhile, police and justice are also trying to put pressure on family members. His mother, 68, and sister, 27, are being prosecuted for money laundering after a raid found money and expensive gifts in the family's homes and an office in Breda, Presidente, and Rotterdam. The family allegedly visited Jos in Turkey in August and December 2022, going on a luxury yacht. In March 2023, his father, 68, was also arrested for laundering watches, allegedly worth a combined 140,000 euros. So Jos already did not have to count on the support of his former friend and right-hand man, Isaac B., but also his Turkish-Dutch brother-in-law, Abdullah Altü, is behind bars in Istanbul. He was the main suspect in a drug gang that was busted last month and laundered money for Jos, according to Turkish police. Among the items seized during his arrest were expensive watches. This seems to put Bolle Jos in a more isolated position, also because the international hunt for him has made him so hot that old contacts in the cocaine world no longer dare to cooperate with him because of the risk of being exposed themselves. Have the fugitive top criminals, biggest supporters of Jos, indeed fallen away from Turkey? Or does he have more connections that will allow him to stay under the radar to continue his cocaine trade or flee the country? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next one.